Okay. Let's do this here. Hey man, I'm Mark. I'm your parasocial friend on the internet. Yep. I am so sick right now, dude. I am like so. Is my mic like way too cranked? Here, let me turn that down a little bit. There you go. Right, that's a little bit better. Not too much, but there. Something like that, right? I think so. Let me just make sure I got this correct. What happened to me? Oh man, hang on. I'm just like, okay, so you got the poop virus? No, no, that would have been better. I think, yeah. Oh fuck, no, I was like, it was. You can hear I'm all congested and shit like that. No, it was like, remember I said I didn't have an air conditioner for so long, and so about I don't know 2 or 3 nights ago, it was like the hottest it's ever been, and I was like, I had heat stroke, and I was trying to sleep, and I put the fan on me, and that was the biggest mistake because my fan wasn't clean, like it wasn't clean or anything, so it sort of caused some sort of an allergen or allergic reaction or something. And I don't know, ended up catching something. Yeah, it started off, I woke up where I was all dry in the back of my nose and throat, and then I was like in the shower, just sort of like, my face under the water, just sort of inhaling through my nose, trying to get water up and in through, to try and hydrate it, right? Because I didn't have any saline solution or nothing, and fuck, I ended up accidentally, the water went down my throat and into my lungs. I choked on it, and that was it. It was all throughout my whole, into my lungs and everything, yeah. And fever, fucking sweating, headache, aches and pains, like, fuck. It's been so brutal, yeah. It's just been like it's just been in hell, basically, for like the past 3 days. Yeah, absolutely. And then, I don't know, today I was like, fuck it. And I've been like drinking the fuck out of Gatorade like crazy just to try and get some electrolytes and shit like that. And I went and got this shit. Yeah, it's the Tylenol sinus stuff. And I feel a little bit better, yeah. The headache's gone, and so that's a good thing, yeah. Because that was fucking, it's just been brutal. Yeah. And then, yeah, it was like, I still pushed through though, and I got that video done because I needed to do a screen test because I want to. Okay, here's the thing. I think I was telling you guys before. It's like I had this goth band called Alexis Machine. It was a vampire goth band, and I created I ended up creating like 3 albums for it. The first album was killer. The second album was okay. Third album sucked. I actually found that third album somewhere online. It's just terrible. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I could have written better, but I was I was on a lot of medication at the time too. So I mean, I gotta take that into consideration, But I think I was telling you how things kind of went sideways with the guitar player that was doing my online media stuff, and he ended up keeping all the accounts, and so. Anytime I've been trying to stream my own music, I've been getting copyright claims from some fucking company, and he won't respond. It's all under his name now, and it's my shit, Sure, he laid down a few parts here and there in some of the tunes, but mostly it's me, right? Totally. So I'm trying to bring that band name out of hiatus, and so what I'm going to do is I did I recreated all the music for Doomed by Bring Me to the Horizon. Yeah, right from scratch. I did all the guitars, everything. I kind of created a different kind of sound to it, as far as some of the sounds and the drums and stuff like that. I wanted a harsher sort of techno sound without totally destroying what was originally there, right? And then yeah, I laid down vocals on it, and the idea is that I'm going to make a full-on music video for it and release it as a cover under that band name, right? That vampire goth band. Yeah, and that way I can sort of bring it out of hiatus and reestablish it, and then I could go further into trying to recover, the music that I own, that I created, right? Get it back into my name and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I did that. And then I was just like, okay, I got to do like a screen test. And so, yeah, I did that. And I posted it on YouTube. I posted it as a short. I posted it on Instagram. And I think I had like one person look at it. I was just like so nervous about putting it on Instagram too, because there's like so many killer singers out there, like way better than me, like that completely just killed it on that song. Some really heavy duty technical singers, eh? And here I am just trying to power through the song, but like doing it my own way, like. Yeah, I didn't want to like imitate anyone or anything like that, so I just did it my way. I think it sounds pretty good. It sounds all right. Yeah. So either people will like it or they'll hate it, but I mean, it's just it's up to them what they're gonna like. It's not up to me. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, we'll see how that goes and everything. Play it. It's already it's what? Play the video on stream? You mean? You know what I should do is pull up LMMS and show you guys what I did to recreate the music, because that would be actually a really cool thing to do. Yeah, play it on stream. The video or the music? I mean, the video's all over my channel or whatever. You know what we'll do? Hang on. Let's pull up either one. Here, I'm gonna pull up LMMS. Yeah, and I'm gonna show you what I did here. Hang on. Open recent. Okay. So this is how I recreated that song. Like the music for it and that. First thing I did was, well, as far as like laying down vocals and guitars, like you can't, I hope this thing's not gonna fucking spaz out on me. It looks like it's having a rough time while I'm streaming. Well, we'll see how it goes. Hang on, let me try something first before we do this. Let me just change the source to an application window. Yeah, this might actually make it run a little bit better. Let's just see here. There we go. Yeah, okay. So, is this the right one? Yeah, I think so. Hang on. Let me just double check here. Yeah, let's transition that over. For fuck's sakes. Okay. So these are the tracks. Look how many guitar tracks are on here, bro. These are the first 4 guitar tracks I threw on. And then I was just like, oh, I don't like them. They're kind of thin sounding or whatever. And then I went back and I re-recorded 4 more. And then when I brought them in, I found that all 8 sounded better together. Yeah, because these ones had a darker tone, and these bottom ones had a darker tone. These had like a sort of a brighter tone. But here, well, I got so many of these Gatorade bottles everywhere right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn off these guitar tracks here so I can end the vocal track. Yeah, so what I did is once I was done like creating like the music in the DAW, I exported it and I brought it into a program called Audacity. Yeah, it just exported it like stereo, right? And then in Audacity I recorded all those parts, and then I exported those as separate tracks and brought them in here. Yeah, but this is the song without This is without guitar or anything. That sweeping thing, it took forever to figure out how to do. Yeah, it was driving me crazy. Yeah, this literally, I was up for like 2 days and 2 nights straight working on this song. And then I did the vocals that night. Yeah, that's what happened when I worked on this. It was just like, I started and I couldn't stop, yeah. Here, let me turn it down a little bit so I can talk. But, yeah, I wanted it to sound a little more industrial sounding. You like it? Yeah, it's cool, huh? Thank you. Yeah, I've got like, you hear that? So I got like a distorted snare. I've got some of those chomp effects instead of the that's what goes underneath the guitar. That's what's. So all this was created in the DAW. This is without the guitar tracks, without the vocal tracks. You out vocals on this? Out vocals? Yeah. So this is like... So you can hear the difference, eh? We're using like some different sounds in here. I'm using like a distorted snare. I'm using like instead of like a rim shot, I'm using these weird chomping sounds, you know, everything like that. I wanted it to have more of like a industrial 9 Inch Nails sort of sound to it, eh? And then when you bring the guitars in there, here, I'll bring in all 8 guitars. It sounds a lot different. So, you know, this will be with guitars. I put vocals on it, yeah. So this is just to get without the vocals first. Yeah, I didn't want to just use like somebody else's tracks. I wanted to, well, I recreated it because I wanted to recreate the music to begin with. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to sing over it properly. Yeah, I wasn't sure it was going to happen. I was like, I'm going to try. Yeah. The thing is, the original version of this, the singer that sings over this, like from Bring Me to the Horizon, he's like singing this an octave higher than what I'm doing. I'm actually doing it in the same octave as Mafra. Yeah, same exact octave, yeah, when I'm singing it, yeah, let's see. I'm not, obviously not doing it as gritty in the same places, you know? And this is with all those 8 guitars. It sounds nice, eh? I like it, yeah. I really like this song a lot. And then, yeah, vocals were a bitch. A little bit. Yeah, I was like, because I'm not familiar, well, I'm not super familiar with LMMS. Like, I'm familiar with Fruity Loops and a bunch of other shit, but, you know, running Linux for the first time, you know, having to use LMMS, fuck. Sounds like a large language model to me. I don't know, it fucks me up. Yeah. I'm just not used to the effects, not used to, like, you know, the compressors and that. It took me a long time to find a compressor that would work for the vocals and everything, yeah. It was a bit of a bitch, but let's see if it'll just play from here. Yeah. Oh, it looks like my CPU is taking a hit from this. Like, big time. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll stop that. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, my CPU is, you hear it stuttering, it's just like, I'm gonna die. Yeah. Here, I'll close it actually. Yeah, we're gonna quit that application right away. Yeah, because otherwise it's just it's going to fucking crash my stream. Yeah, it will, absolutely. Fucking thing. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass that it's doing that, but it is what it is, man. Yeah. Yeah, man, I need a GPU that fucking, well, I got a GPU, it's integrated, but I need it to work. I need it to work, and Linux just doesn't do the thing. No, not right. Not properly anyways. No, so it's just like, no GPU for you, Mark. Yeah, so everything is just struggles. Yeah. There's a lot of tracks on that thing there that we were looking at actually. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, so I mean that video, yeah, I went and I uploaded it to Instagram, uploaded it to YouTube and all that, and I don't know what's going to happen. Like, nothing I ever, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to accidentally speak curses over myself. But I mean, not really expecting it to blow up or anything like that, but it would be nice to, if someone actually sees it or put the work into it. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I do posts all the time of all kinds of crap. Sometimes shit gets seen, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes people like it, sometimes they don't. You know, it's like this. Look, I spent like the past couple days like sick online, like on Instagram, looking at reels and looking at YouTube videos, and it was like I could barely think straight, I guess, because, you know, like I was so hot in the mind, in the head, from all feeling sick and feeling overheated and that. I could barely concentrate on anything. It gave me a good example of what it's like to have a beyond terrible, what do you call it? Fuck is it called again? Jesus, it just slipped my mind. What is it called? Why can't I? Come on, Mark. What is it? Attention span. Yeah, it's like, and the more I looked at, the more I just kept going past things, even things that I liked. I didn't leave a heart on. I was just too busy going through it. You know what I mean? And so if you look at it in that way, I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of good videos that deserved something, some sort of response, right? Yeah, but I was just too fucking burnt out and too scrolling away to even stop and say anything or do anything. Yeah. And plus, like, it seems like the first bunch of videos that kind of grab your attention, that, you know, you end up, it might be the only thing that you actually leave a comment on or whatever, right? So I mean, yeah, I can't really take it to, you know, to heart or whatever, right? It's just, it is what it is. It's whatever. Yeah. But it's up there anyways. Yeah, just another milestone, man. Yeah, for sure. But I do want to make a full-on music video for that song. That video that I put up is just like, for me, it was sort of like a was it proof of concept or whatever. I just wanted to have a look at it, like a screen test, and just see what I got there, what I would be working with, and then I got to dream up what I want to do with it. Yeah, for sure. I got some ideas though, and it might be kind of interesting. Yeah, looking forward to doing that for sure. So yeah, man. So fuck it, yeah, dude. Like, I hate being sick so much. it's so fucking painful. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. So yeah, they came and actually fucking fixed my air conditioner. Oh, it was funny. It was crazy, dude. Okay, look. Here's the thing: is you know all the trouble, all the flack that I've been getting from my landlord. You know what I mean? Like he's hard to figure out what's going on. Yeah, it's like it's hard to figure it out for sure. I mean, because there's so much gaslighting that goes on that it's like if the guy's like showing you he's a dick, right? And then you call him on it in text, and then he pretends that, no, what are you talking about? We're friends. You know what I mean? Because he's trying to look good in text in case I show somebody. And then if you believe it, you know, you've just been gaslit. Is sort of the experience. Yeah, that's sort of the thing. And you know, if you keep pushing it, it starts to fall apart right away. Yeah. And so it's kind of weird. But the guy that he sent to come and look at my air conditioner, because I didn't want to just run it. I looked up on Google. The thing hasn't run in over 2 years since they sprayed down my place. Remember I was telling you about that? They hosed down all my belongings or whatever when they came to spray for bugs. Yeah, they did a bunch of shit they weren't supposed to. Yeah, that shit's a nerve agent. Yeah, they sprayed my guitars, everything. I have it all on fucking, like I got cameras all in my house. So, you know, I tried to call him on it, but he just keeps calling me delusional in the texts. And it's just terrible, dude. And so I'm like, why do you got to argue with me? You know, just come do the thing. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, you're implying this and that. Oh, yeah, it just went on, dude. It's like, just shut up and come and do it. I'm like, yeah, you told us about it. Yeah, I told you, yeah. So he sends this one guy to come in and do the job. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Give me a second. See if it's there. And the guy was already, like the landlord already got this guy worked up and to come in and start fighting with me, like right away. Yeah, you should see. Like, well, I actually got it on video because I had to make sure that just in case, you know what I mean, something went sideways, that I had it recorded on video. I have it here. Yeah, I don't know if I should play it, but I mean, I'm kind of curious if I should. But I'll just tell you. It worked out really well. Yeah, it worked out really well, and he was really nice. Yeah. But when he first came in, he was already geared up, and he was already sort of informed. You know what I mean? That this was going to be a thing, because he came in sort of like arguing right off the bat. I've been doing this for 30 years. He's going on. These things just work. And I'm just like, whoa. I'm like, hear me out. I don't know anything about these. I'm hoping you'll teach me. This is my concern, because I looked it up. I told him, because I did. I looked it up, and it said you can't just turn it on, because, you know, it's like you got to go in there and turn the fan and listen to see if like the bearings have rusted or dried up. Because if they have, and you just run that shit, you know what I mean, it could start a fire, you know. And then you got to check if it's blown heat or if the compressor kicks in, how things work, right? But, you know, I told him that, and he goes, okay. He said, well, let me show you. And I'm just like, thank you. And then it was fine after that. Yeah, then he was just like, yeah, he was just a doll. Like, yeah, absolutely. The guy was like just a sweetheart. I was like, yeah, I was really pleased to have him work with me on that. Yeah, he's a good guy. But here's the thing, though. It's like that. It's like, my landlord, he goes and he reframes me. And it's like, I called him out in text. I totally said it. I was like, dude, your only grievance with me, you know, and you've had this grievance with me, and you voiced it right from the very beginning when I moved in here, is that you don't like the fact that I don't work. Yeah, that's what he doesn't like. Yeah, so he's put me in a category of a parasite or some shit. you know? I'm like, dude, like like I said this in text, like, dude, like you're shaming somebody on disability. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And so in text, he's trying to fix that because he knows he looks bad. So he's like fighting against it. No, you know, you're delusional. I'm not like that. You know, I don't know where you're getting these delusional ideas from. Just like, well, dude, I'm like, you know, he does this every time. He'll do something fucked. I'll say something, you know what I mean? And then he'll run off and reframe me to whoever he thinks I'm going to talk to before I get to talk to them. So that way, you know, they think that what I'm going to say to them, they won't believe it. You know what I mean? And usually it's like he'll call it delusion. He'll call all kinds of shit, you know? And yeah. And so this was a good example of it. Like when the guy showed up and he was already like saying the same things, like fighting the same sentences and the same words that the landlord had been saying. It just totally made sense to me. It was just like, yeah, there you go. You're already sort of informed. You've been primed for this. But as soon as he realized, you know, this wasn't the case, he stopped because he's not like that. Yeah, and when he realized that this isn't the situation, he just settled down. It was fine. Yeah, I mean, some people are like that, you know. And here's the thing: when I first, you know, talked to the landlord when he was in here, he was bragging about, you know, back in the day when I had first met him. I first met him, I was like 19 years old when I first met him. Yeah, he was renting my band, the bus that we actually toured in, my first road band. Yeah, and he was like, and PA and lighting and stuff like that. He rented us the whole thing, and he was kind of like bragging about how he was able to sort of get a loan over here for half of it, and then lie and get the other half over here and for all the stuff. And then he was talking about how, you know, when it came down to it, where he got found out, they let him go on it because he goes they just thought, you know, this guy was pretty ballsy to do that and that it was cool and all the things, right? This is the way he is. He's just yeah, this is a good example of the way he is. Yeah. And so by nature, yeah, this is the kind of thing that goes on. I mean, look, it is what it is. You guys have an idea of what I'm dealing with, you know? Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You know, I'm not going to say names because it's nobody's business but mine, and that's it, right? I'm not going to smear the guy's name all over the place. That's not cool, you know. But I'm sharing my experience with you. There's no way anybody's going to find out who the guy is. It's just, this is my experience. I can share it without naming names, and that's okay. I know it is, yeah. Or else I wouldn't say shit. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. Yeah. So that's the thing. But you know what? He got my air conditioner going, and I'm like super stoked. So my place was cool, but then I slept and I didn't sleep with my air conditioning going all night because that would have fucked me up more. But I woke up this morning and I didn't even bother getting out of bed. I was just fucking sick. Like I was like soaked from sweating, clammy, sweating, soaked. Fuck, everything hurt. My chest hurt. Fucking my head was pounding. All my muscles were aching. Yeah, I was just like, oh my God, I'm dying is what I thought. Yeah. And then I ended up like going, I took my morning meds and I just went right back to sleep, and I kept waking up periodically and shit like that, and having a shot of the Gatorade beside my bed. But I was just like, this is terrible. Yeah. He put poison on your air filter? Nah. No, he didn't. No, that guy didn't know. You know what? I had cleaned my air conditioner after they had did that. So, I mean, when the guy had showed up, he was like, oh, it's clean already, except for a little bit. He told me to take like soapy water and spray like the actual, it looks like a vent or something, like a grid of little fans, like, you know what I mean? So to spray it with soapy water, and then I took a toothbrush and I cleaned it right all out of there, right? But I had already cleaned as much as I could, yeah, before that, prior to it. I just didn't want to turn it on after I'd looked it up, so it sat there for a long time, yeah. But no, I was just like, yeah, I was just so sick, man, yeah. And I got up and yeah, I was just like, I had a shower and I felt a little bit better, you know, just like a little less congested. And then, yeah, I just went to the pharmacy. I was just like, fucking fix me. Give me something to get me through the rest of this and to, you know. And so I sat there for a while. The pharmacist hooked me up. Yeah. And it was okay. And I took those and I just, yeah, I took those like I think at 4 o'clock. I just took 2 of them. And my headache was gone. I had to drink some coffee too. I wasn't drinking any coffee, so that contributed to, like, you know, headaches, fucking headache city. Yeah, big time. Yeah, it did. It contributed to it. But this is good now, yeah. If I start to feel like crap, then in a little bit, then I'll take a couple more of them. But other than that, I'm just gonna, yeah, I was gonna play you guys that little thing, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put the guy out there or whatever. But the thing is, though, too, it would have, like, it would have looked good on him, you know, because he was a real sweetheart, and it would have showed that side to him and that. But still, I don't really need to, like, show all that shit. There's just no need for it. Yeah. Yeah, it's what for, right? Yeah, put the guy's fucking face out there all on whatever. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, man. So I really hope I hope that video actually does get some sort of a traction. Yeah, I was so nervous about putting it on Instagram, bro. I was just like, this is not the best. I'm like, I seen like some crazy good singers like sing that song, and I'm just like, okay, they're gonna like go on there and say this is terrible or something, you know what I mean, or just shit all over it, you know what I mean, like, yeah, I don't know, we'll see though. But I was like, fuck it, you know. It's like what our friend Coward was saying. What did he say? Something about what the fuck did he say? I can't remember. Hang on. Let me look at what it was, because it made sense to me. Hang on. Where the fuck did I... Oh, maybe it's over in his... Maybe it was in a DM or something. Oh shit, where is it? It was good though. Fuck, I wanted to like share that with you. I think I can find it. It was wise. Oh, maybe I don't know where the fuck it is. I thought I'd find it like really quick on Discord. Okay, maybe it's not there. Maybe it's just further up in this conversation. No, that's an old one. Holy shit, can I even find it? Where is it? What? It must... Wait a minute, how come there's only like a few posts on the general? It's like a whole bunch of it is gone. That is so weird. How did that even happen? Oh, I'm not in general, that's why. Duh. Okay, yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing here. Hang on. Okay, I gotta find it. That's all there is to it. It was... He goes, if the artist isn't embarrassing themselves, then it must not be very good art. Humiliation is the secret sauce. And I'm just like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's just like, so yeah, that was good advice. It was just like, yeah, I'll post it, whatever. We'll see how it goes. So what are we gonna do? Have you seen the latest shit on the bricks and minifigs that's been going on? Fucking Reckless Ben. I haven't actually seen. Well, I saw something, but nothing. I mean, there's probably some crazy shit going on right now. Ooh, Ice Wall. Leviathan is the firmament. What? What is K Podge talking? Okay, look. This chick is very interesting. Let's have a look at it, because I have to know what she's talking about here. I don't keep up with the Jewish misdirection. Oh, really? Yeah, let's find out what this is. She's an interesting one. Let's see what's going on with it. K-Podge.
They try to tell us that the Leviathan was a fish, a whale, a crocodile, a primitive myth told by ancient nomads that just so happened to get recorded in our Bibles. But all of that is a huge distraction, because everything we're taught about world history and where we live is a manufactured lie. The textbooks are nothing more than pure containment protocols to keep you away from the truth. Modern
Wait, what? The textbooks, yes.
Space agencies are just another distraction to keep you psychologically locked into a false reality.
Have you guys seen all that stuff going down? It's like more and more we're starting to see that the world is fucking flat. More and more, yeah. It's just like there was like, okay, you know how there was proof before, or that we thought was proof that the moon landing was false. Well, the more and more that we've been learning about technology, and everybody's like shooting and editing video and stuff like that, and everything, we're starting to really realize that that is exactly what it was, as an animation. We're having like the astronauts that actually went to the moon that are piping up and saying, no, we didn't go there, but the question is, why did they stop trying? That's the question you should be asking yourself. It's like, yeah. So I mean, as far as biblically, the way things are is that there is a firmament, like a dome, and on the other side is water, right? And we've been seeing a lot of stuff that's starting to prove that too. And so we're really getting into it. Now here's a freaky thing. In 2000, and it was just when I had turned 40, so 2011. It was just, yeah, same year my father passed away, 2011. I had moved into a band house out of this chick's place that I was living with for 4 years. It just wasn't going well, and I got my ass out of there. And he was like smoking dope with me and showing me all of this whistleblower stuff from 2011. And there's stuff that you just can't find anymore that I remember being part of Project Bluebeam. Like, and one things that stuck out to me was the plan was that they were going to flood the internet with so much information that no one would know what to believe anymore. And that they were going to start uncovering, break down all the topology and start uncovering all kinds of ancient ruins and texts and all this stuff to throw people off. And yeah, it was just like a whole bunch of things. I wish I could find these videos so that way I could say, hey, look, I remember them. I remember him showing me these videos, and this is exactly what's going on, right? Yeah, but I mean, so I heard her talking about the world being flat, like months ago. But now I'm starting to think that maybe it's, it's true. Like, if we were to look at things biblically, yeah, it would be, you know? And if it's water, what does that say about, what we're seeing out there, floating around in that shit, right? Yeah, I don't really even know. I can only imagine, like.
Why? So that you are never truly aware of where we actually live, what reality even is, and you never look out to the edges of our reality. The Leviathan is not a biological beast swimming in some river or a local ocean. The Leviathan is the containment for our entire reality. This is
Leviathan is father of lies, right? Well, actually, Satan's the father of lies, but okay, so if he's I could see like the containment of it because it's all built around, lies, right? So I could see where she would go with that. But physical containment, right away, that's just like, well, wait a minute, you know? I don't know. Okay, so this is where she gets really interesting, is where she starts to connect things that you wouldn't be connecting otherwise. You'd be like, come on, it's an ice wall. It's not, but like, what is it really,
is how the ancient Hebrews understood the cosmos. If you've seen any of my content, you probably know I am a semi-flat earther with a firmament dome above us, so we're going off of that as the starting point. Look at how they labeled this. At the bottom, you have Rahab, which is the dragon. Then you have Tiamat, which comes from the Babylonian creation myth. And then also Leviathan, another ancient Hebrew piece of artwork. This is the Leviathan. It's a giant fish serpent looking thing encircling a red disc. Now take a look at Google Earth. That is a serpent if I've ever seen one. It has...
Wait, what? But that's not encompassing the whole disc. That's just like right in the center. That's like not what you were saying.
Eyes. Look at that. You could see a perfect outline of the eye, and there are 7 islands on its snout.
What?
This is wrapped around Antarctica, and I think that its back is spread out and smushed down, and it creates the firmament.
Okay, wait a minute. So, if it's a flat Earth, then we got to look at that globe as being, they grabbed it and they went like this with it. So whatever's surrounding it is going to come together in the center where she's pointing. I think that's what she's saying, right?
The entire backside of the globe doesn't have land on it. I think they're showing us the sky. I think NASA and these space agencies are not creating blatant lies. They're making the lies so subtle that they're difficult to detect. Look at a map of tectonic plates.
Okay.
All of Antarctica is on one tectonic plate. And then look at what I think is the Leviathan. Its snout is called the sandwich plate, and the rest of its head is called the Scotia plate. And this changes the entire end times narrative in the Bible.
Okay, you kind of lost me.
Leviathan is the structural boundary of our known world. It is the crystalline firmament. In the Babylonian creation story, the Enuma Elish, the entire cosmos was the result of a fight between the god Marduk and the dragon of watery chaos named Tiamat. In the opening verses of Genesis, the name of the dragon, Tiamat, is turned into the Hebrew word used for watery chaos. When
Okay.
Marduk slayed the dragon and split it into multiple pieces, the dragon's corpse then became our physical universe. Let's actually start in the Book of
What?
Enoch, found in the Ethiopian Bible, and I'll put the link below for the exact version that I'm using if anybody would like to read this. I highly recommend reading the Ethiopian Bible. It's quickly becoming my favorite, and I
Oh, this is like getting confusing. Holy shit.
really believe that the mainstream keeps people away from the Book of Enoch in specific because of things like this. So first Enoch chapter 60 is the quaking of heaven, Behemoth and Leviathan, the elements. So right off the bat, the title of the chapter links heaven and the quaking of heaven with Behemoth and Leviathan. So Enoch
Okay.
is disturbed by what he's being shown. So the angel Michael says to him, "Why art thou disquieted with such a vision? Until this day lasted the day of his mercy, and he hath been merciful and long-suffering towards those who dwell on the earth. And when the day and the power and the punishment and the judgment come, which the Lord of spirits hath prepared for those who worship not the righteous law, and for those who deny righteous judgment, and for those who take his name in vain, that day is prepared. For the elect a covenant, but for sinners an inquisition. And on that day there were two monsters parted, a female monster named Leviathan, to dwell in the abysses of the ocean over the fountains of the waters. But the male is named Behemoth, who occupied with his
Oh my
breast
God,
a waste wilderness named Dudon, on the east of the garden where the elect and righteous dwell. And I besought the other angel that he should show me the might of those monsters, how they were parted on one day and cast, the one into the abysses of the sea, and the other unto the dry land of the wilderness. So the monsters were parted all on one day. The very first page of Genesis says that God created the firmament in one day. And the other angel who went with me and showed me
Wait.
what was hidden, told me what is first and last in the heaven in the height, so the height of heaven, and beneath the earth in the depth, and at the ends of the heaven, and on the foundation of the heaven. So it describes how God, through the angels, basically manipulates Behemoth and Leviathan's bodies to produce weather and things like that. These two monsters, prepared conformably to the greatness of God, shall feed. It shall rest in order that the punishment of the Lord of spirits may not come in vain, and it shall slay the children with their mothers, and the children with their fathers. So
Are
the
you
two monsters feed. Notice how Jesus says there were pigs nearby feeding, and we're going to get into how swine connect to the Leviathan and the Behemoth, and how you become like a node in their system when you transgress God's laws. That's why we don't feed the flesh, because our flesh is made of the dust of the earth, and the earth is made of the Behemoth and the Leviathan. So when
Oh my God. Really? I don't know what to think. Okay, hang on a second. I gotta get my meds. Hang on. You now after that. Holy shit. Okay. The fact that it's like what I'm trying to do is follow it because she's in the way that she's creating, like she's applying it to something that's physical right now, as opposed to, you know, like something that's physically there right now, like a border and everything, as opposed to just spiritually what this is. And so my brain is trying to make those connections fast, to conceptualize it, but as I'm trying to visualize it, another thing and another thing and another thing come in. She's going through it really, really quickly. Yeah. And I'm finding it difficult to keep up. So, like, quite overwhelming, actually. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Like, yeah, I don't know what to say. Are you following us? Are you, any of you guys following this? I'm trying.
God punishes the Leviathan slash Behemoth, everyone who's integrated or tied to their flesh, because it's made of those monsters essentially, or the dust of them, will also face the punishment with them. In my antique Bible, in the notes underneath when God created the heavens and the earth, they show the Egyptian cosmology, which has a male and a female split apart exactly like we're going to go over in the Bible, Behemoth and Leviathan. And then they show the Hindu representation, which is even more interesting because you have a turtle, but then look, a serpent encircling everything. I got this antique star finder off of eBay, and it's just the firmament. You could see the North Star on top and the constellations all around it. I believe that scripture and their artwork is showing that the Leviathan, or the serpent, would be wrapped around the bottom of the firmament, and the Leviathan is the ice wall.
So, as an actual monster, a physical monster, like a frozen beast, frozen in ice. Is that what they're saying? Supposedly, part of this of the flat Earth theory is that there's, on the other side of that, is a city, like or where it's like actually really, really great, and on this side is more like a prison. Yeah, supposedly that's kind of what it is. I don't know though, but can you imagine? Like, what the hell, right?
I think that its skin or part of its body was spread out, and that's what the sky is.
Because you gotta think of it this way: it's like, if there's an ice wall and the earth is flat, there's got to be something on the other side, right? Unless that wall just kind of goes on forever and ever and ever. It doesn't make sense, right? I mean, if we're talking about a physical, localized, place, then, I mean, it's got to end somewhere, or it's got to turn into something, or end somewhere, and then what's there, right? Just falls off the edge. And then what's around it? It's all water? Yeah, eh? Well, it's like physically rethinking what, rethinking the whole thing.
I got this book, and it's a paper pop-up that they say is a planetarium, and it's all different aspects of what I believe the Leviathan/Behemoth ecosystem is made up of. This one is most fascinating to me because it's literally a turtle shell, but then line up the constellations. Right around here is the Dippers and the North Star.
I can't even follow ahead because I'm too busy thinking about what she had said right at the beginning. I'm still trying to conceptualize the first thing she said. That's her videos are tricky like that. Like, it's just, okay, wait a minute, it's okay. I almost I kind of want to click away just because it's just like, this is too much for me. Yeah, well, we'll go through the rest of it anyways. We already started.
Center of the dome. Look at this. This is only half. The northern sky is only half. Let's look at almanac.com. How fast does the Earth spin, and why do we not feel it? When they say that the Earth is spinning, they're talking about the globe. It's more so like a snow globe that we live inside. Earth itself is zooming at 66,600 miles per hour. So my belief is that they are literally studying the dragon, and look at their logo. It looks like a snake or an ice wall, a cartoon version, of course. The Hebrew word used in the Bible in Genesis 3 for when the serpent deceived Eve is NASA. If the globe is spinning above us at 66,600 miles per hour, that would create some kind of frequency, right? Think about in the Bible how many times people fell away because they fell into the many who did evil. It's a hive-mind frequency. In Ezekiel 26 in the ESV version, for thus says the Lord God, behold, I will bring against Tyre from the north Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, king of kings, with horses and chariots, and with horsemen and a host of many soldiers. He will kill with the sword your daughters on the mainland. He will set up a siege wall against you, and throw up a mound against you, and raise a roof of shields against you. He will direct the shock of his battering rams against your walls, and with his axes he will break down your towers. Frequency warfare, the quote-unquote globe spinning at 66,600 miles per hour, has to do with the hive-mind frequency, and I think that there are targeted individuals. It's just not by the government, if I'm right. And these shocks and energy waves and...
Look how many people are watching this stuff. Did you just see the likes climb up by hundreds as we were just watching? There's a lot of people that are watching this. A lot. Over 2,000 people an hour ago. 2,847 people have watched this. Yeah. That many people are like digging into this right now.
Bad thoughts are coming from the sky hexagons, aka the snake scales. He creates a roof of shields or a Roman testudo, and he will direct the shock of his rams. Can
you imagine they're all potheads?
The shock? Mind you, this is a Roman testudo. They would make a formation that was similar to a turtle shell, and those are biblically accurate angels on their shields. They would do this to sneak attack people and protect themselves. It might seem silly to reference movies, but they have to tell you guys. In the Chicken Little movie, the sky broke apart, and it was made of sky hexagons that were basically UFOs. In the Simpsons movie, a drone dome was put over the city of Springfield, and none of the citizens knew about it. This is an actual White House picture of the Golden Dome. I always see people arguing over whether the third temple is a thing or whether that's biblical, but my mind goes straight past the standard arguments, and I'm looking at the Dome of the Rock, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Is this symbolic of the firmament? Is this the dark spirits trying to let us know that it's about the firmament? Because just look at the shape of it. Behold now Behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. Skipping down, the Behemoth is attached to the Leviathan in the same way that Enoch lays it out. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Can you put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications of you? Will he speak soft words to you? Will he make a covenant with you? Will you take him for a servant forever? Will you play with him as with a bird? Or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? So it gets into it more in apocryphal books, but the feast of the righteous at the end is you eat the Leviathan. I think that's why we're supposed to be salt of the earth. You keep the Leviathan sleeping, or preserved, in other words. Can you fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Who can discover or remove the face of his garment? Or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. So his scales are his pride. Think about this, guys. When people are spiritually blind, it comes from pride. And pride in the Bible is not keeping God's commandments, thinking that you can do basically whatever. This is probably why Jesus called the Pharisees serpents, vipers. I do tend to think that some of the higher ups in this world are actual reptilians, but I'm starting to realize a lot of it is people that are getting integrated with the beast system. They start becoming snake-like in a literal and spiritual sense. That's why when the Israelites were bit by snakes, God put a golden serpent on a pole to look to break through it. That's the old covenant shadow of Jesus. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. This is deceptive because this word is ruach. It's the spirit. So when you get prideful, the spirit can't come between your scales. I'm showing you this both as the fabric of our cosmos and as the beast system. They are joined one to another, they stick together, and they cannot be sundered. And it goes on to talk about all of the things that the body of the Leviathan / Behemoth, like the two beasts that were split apart, what God and his angels are able to manipulate his body to produce. This is my 1863 Bible. The notes on this paragraph are really interesting to me. It says the question here is whether the Leviathan points to the whale or to the crocodile. Neither, but the weight of authority is in favor of the crocodile of the Nile, and the description here given across with the character of that animal. The crocodile is taken with hooks baited with the flesh of the pig. of which it is very fond. When taken, a ring or a thorn-like spike is put into its jaw, and it is thus secured. So this is saying that crocodiles love pigs, right? Okay, jumping to Isaiah 65 and 66.
Oh my God.
This
Okay, wait. I don't even know. I didn't even follow that. The whole time I'm thinking about how this, it's just like, this is the hardest thing to conceptualize. It just goes by so quick. Yeah. And I keep coming back to her main point, which is the Leviathan is the firmament or the ice wall. Which one? Both? Is that what she's saying? Both? Like, and then I understand the idea of it being, the prison, because it's built on lies. Yeah, I could kind of see that. There's so many things that she's joining together. There's so many things that it's just so quick, and you got to think about how much time she puts into research and connecting these things and stuff, right? Like, who knows, man? She could be like dead on, or she's just completely taking it all over the place and making a mess out of it. It's hard to tell, because it just lifts it right out of anything else, right? I don't know. Okay, so but her main point is it's the firmament, so it's not the ice wall. It says it right here. The Leviathan is the firmament. The firmament is the dome, so it's not the ice wall. But is that part of the fuck, man? I don't even know.
The prophecy for the day of the Lord, chapter 65, verse 2, I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice in gardens, burn incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves, and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and broth of abominable things is in their vessels, which say, Stand by thyself, come not near me, I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burns all day. But these are they that forsake the Lord, they forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto the number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spoke, you did not hear, but you did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. And notice what comes right after he talks about the sword coming on the disobedient that don't keep the laws. They think that,
like I said, this is going by way too fast. I'm still thinking about the first thing, trying to imagine how that could even be.
that God is fine with them eating abomination.
I'm starting to glaze over. It's like,
For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. So he's talking about the dissolution of the two monsters and all of the people that they fed off of. Moving on.
the delusion of the two monsters and all the people that fed off of them, fed off of the delusions. Okay, so what's physical and what's conceptual and what's spiritual within all of this? Because that's what's getting mixed up. It's like it's like one thing is pointing at the other, is pointing at the other, is pointing at the other, and I don't know which one is physical and which one is conceptual and which one is spiritual anymore. I'm not sure what, are you saying to look at the firmament and the ice wall as being the Leviathan, but the Leviathan is a physical fish, but it's not? And how could a physical fish be the dome? But it could be the ice wall, frozen in the ice wall. Like, I'm getting confused. I don't get it. There's a lot of things pointing at each other, but it's just like, it's so mixed up. It's not landing. It's just not landing. It's not making any sense. It's like going physical, poof, now it's not, now it is, now it isn't, now it is, now it isn't, It's like bang, zip, zap, zip, zap, but, and I'm just like, glazing over. I'm sorry, Kay. This is like, yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like, how do you follow that? You know? So it's like saying the car is conceptual, but it's a car, but it's physical. No, it isn't. It's a spirit, but it's conceptual, but it's a car, and it's physical, and it's there. And the car is actually the house, but the house is conceptual, and the house isn't conceptual because it's spiritual, and people fed off of it, and now it's the car again. That's what I'm getting. Like, that's literally how it's going in my brain. It's all over. It's like, yeah, I appreciate all the work that she's put in, but there's got to be a better way to break it down. I mean, here's the thing, Kay. It's like, it makes sense to you, and you're holding the whole vision in your mind, so you can see the whole conception. It's like this, like when I was explaining to my buddy Coward about when you create a video game, right? As a developer, it's quite obvious, like, where you're supposed to go as a player, what you're supposed to do, what direction to go in, where to find this, where to find that, and where the end is, because you hold the whole conceptualization in your mind all at once. The visual, the whole nine, the map, everything, right? And so, but you don't understand is that the player has no clue. They don't have that whole conceptualization in their mind, right? And you sort of have to lead them through it. You know what I mean? But it's the same kind of thing where you're conceptualizing the whole thing, you're visualizing it, and you know it. You know it in your mind. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to explain it and lay it all out, which you are, right? But it's like it's like you're connecting 1,000 veins together of this whole conceptualization, and you're losing us. You're losing me anyways, completely. Yeah, it's just not, it's making sense, but it's not, then it isn't, then it is. You know, it's like the one thing that says this and proves something as A, all of a sudden the next thing makes it go poof and turn into an idea, and then it turns into something physical again and an idea, and it's like zip zap. It's too much. Yeah, maybe there's a different way you can break it down for somebody who isn't visualizing the whole thing as a whole, that knows it. Like, you know what you're holding the whole thing in your mind, right? So you're like quickly drawing a map, but to us it's too quick, it's too fast. Things are connecting in ways that only you can see it because you know it. You know, we can't. I can't. So I shouldn't say we, but I can't see it. It's contradicting itself. Like, that's the experience, is I'm seeing a bunch of things contradicting each other, and it's like, I think it's one thing and then it's not, then it is again, then it isn't. Yeah, it's not, I can't follow it because of that. Yeah, but I mean, and it's just as far, and all it is that it's just the way you're breaking it down. It's too quick. You're breaking it down in a way that it makes sense to you because you already know it, right? But to us, to me anyways, I don't know it. I don't see the whole picture like you do. So it has to be broken down differently. Yeah.
Over to chapter 66, it starts off by talking about the righteous who find rest in his ways, and then he starts talking about the wicked, disobedient ones. Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delighteth in their abominations. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spoke, they did not hear me, but they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. Hear the word of the Lord, you that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified. They throw you out of the synagogues and kill you, thinking they're doing service to God, but God will appear to your joy, and they will be ashamed. As one whom his mother comforteth, so will I comfort you, and you shall be comforted in Jerusalem. When you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb, and the hand of the Lord shall be known toward his servants, and his indignation toward his enemies. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse shall all be consumed together, says the Lord. For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. And again, it goes into talking about the new heaven and the new earth. So I'm showing you this not only to hammer in that the food laws were never done away with. That verse was added in the 40s. It's not even a verse, it's an editor's note. But also compare this to the notes that are in this Bible where they say that crocodiles love swine flesh. So you are what you eat, right? If you eat abominations, you are literally feeding your flesh to the Leviathan. The Leviathan is attracted to swine and other abominations. People that live in the flesh eat abominations. I want to go back to this ancient Hebrew painting of the Leviathan surrounding a red disc. Have you guys ever seen the blood falls in Antarctica? When they test this red water, it's very high in iron. Just looking at it, you can tell that it's blood.
Is that AI?
This is exactly like the viscosity and everything. This is the ancient Egyptian goddess named Hathor. This is the golden calf that the Israelites fell into worshiping. Look at what's on her head. It's a red disc with a serpent around it. Pretty much all ancient cosmology has the serpent around the outer edges of the world and the world tree in the middle. Okay, I don't want to go too deep into the sky hexagons again because I've talked about it so much in so many other videos. But take a look at this. Serpent scales, hexagonal type shapes on most serpents and some fish. Hexagonal basalt columns in Iceland and other regions.
No way.
The Bolivian salt flats and other salt flats are hexagonal shaped. When these get covered with water, they perfectly mirror the sky. I was looking it up because I was like, that character is definitely supposed to be the harlot of Babylon because I had seen some stuff on Facebook. Basically, there's a hex grid that she can manipulate, and she creates different timelines and makes people different characters and makes them do what she wants them to do and watches for fun. And this fits into the rest of my theories because the harlot rides the dragon. In Revelation, it says the dragon gives his power to the beast. So if the dragon is the firmament / the earth, like I believe, then the dragon is giving its power to the beast. In King Kong versus Godzilla, they also have a hexagon sky. That is the Behemoth and the Leviathan. It's in so many different movies, the Leviathan and the Behemoth. I always show you guys stuff out of the Native American legends, specifically in this book, because I find it super interesting. I think there's a lot of clues in mythology, legend, folk tales, things like that, that all directly fit into the biblical narrative. In one of the stories, it mentions how creation involved a buffalo skin, like a gigantic buffalo skin, that was raised up via the west winds and put over our dome, which is really interesting to me because I think that the behemoth is an animal that obviously we don't have on Earth. I think it might carry characteristics of all different animals. I've noticed like an ox, a buffalo, a donkey, and this is even more interesting because in the tabernacle instructions, when God gave them to Moses, he tells him that one of the layers over the tabernacle should be a goat skin, traditionally interpreted as being brown, like this might be. I want to walk you through some connections and how exactly this whole setup may affect believers, especially regarding the end times. In that day, the...
Okay, give me a second. Let me just get my brain wind down for a minute. Okay, we're starting. Okay, those visuals helped. That last little bit after I sat there and went, "What the hell?" That kind of helped. I could see that. It's like the hexagon shapes, you know, the scales and everything reflect that. It doesn't make sense that it's a fish when it's a dome. You know what I mean? A fish or a snake around it, I could see, but when it comes to the dome, the only thing that's actually like it removes the conceptualization goes beyond the thing that's wrapped around the earth and turns into something else. Now it's also the dome with scales. So I mean, a fish can't be a fish and a bubble at the same time physically. You know what I mean? That's why it's so confusing. But I see what she's saying. I think we're getting there.
Lord shall punish Leviathan, the twisting serpent, and he'll kill him with the sword, right? In my antique Bibles, they lay out that the sword is comets/light, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. So to me, this is the final slaying of Leviathan, the twisting serpent, with the sword. All the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, it shall come down upon Idumea, Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So notice how he says his sword will be bathed in heaven, and it comes down on Edom, the people that trade their birthright for the red soup, the people that drink the wine of the fornication of the harlot, which is you just hate God's commandments and you think that you can be part of the covenant while rejecting his commandments. The judgment comes on the church before anybody else. The 7 angels which had 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. Remember, in the book of Job, it says that the behemoth feeds on grass. So the people are pretty much like grass in this scenario, in my opinion. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third of the sea became blood. The third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. So Leviathan is king over all those who are in the depths of the sea. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Wormwood is an anti-parasitic. Throughout the Bible, whenever people are like grieving because they fell into sin, what do they always say? I've become a worm. Wormwood kills worms. So I think what's happening here is the monsters are getting fed an anti-parasitic, and this is the bitter water test from Numbers 5. What happens is if a husband thinks that his wife was unfaithful, he goes to the priest, and the priest would make holy water and basically put God's laws in it. And when she drinks the water, if she was faithful, nothing happens to her. If she was unfaithful, her belly and her thigh will rot. Please let me know in the comments if you guys are anywhere near as mind blown as I am by this. And I really want to know, did anybody else ever think about this or come to this conclusion at any point? No. Let me know in the comments. Well,
it kind of makes sense when she comes around full circle around the end, but when it's like mid-explanation, like in her thing, it just gets too much. But I mean, if I were to like literally go back and take my time and go through it, which I'd have to, in order to have it make any sense to me. It would take some time to figure that out. I have to go through every little thing and look at it and think about it and try and conceptualize it. But once you do, then you can kind of build an idea in your mind. You can build that whole visual of it. Yeah. But what that means is pretty crazy when you think about it. Wow, Kay. That's pretty fucking, sorry for swearing, that's pretty intense. Yeah, that's what I gotta say for sure. And it does make sense, though. It does a little bit. It's not easy, but I think if I spent time, I'd be able to follow it. I think so. Right now I'm not. A little bit, but barely. Yeah, that's a lot. Holy smokes. Okay, so that was something. What'd you think of that there, Marc? That was pretty crazy, right? Like if Coward was here, he would just be like, "What the hell?" Yeah, he would be all over that for sure. But here's the thing, though. It's like this. It's like okay, look. I went to church last Sunday, right? And one thing I realized is because like I'm interested in warfare, praying, and deliverance, and all that, right? So it's like my knowledge is kind of expanded into that area, right? And not every Christian is even aware of half of what that is. And so what I found is that if I'm not talking to somebody that already knows something about that, it's like my faith is up for debate all of a sudden, which means that it's like someone gaslighting you into believing that the very things that you're studying either aren't real or they downplay it or whatever it is. I had this guy, or it turns into a whirlwind of shit is what it turns into. I realize I can't just talk to any old Christian about my faith. Yeah, I just can't because it's like my faith is not up for debate. Because when it's up for debate, like it's like this. It's like, oh God, it's like such a mind fuck. That's all I gotta say. It is. Yeah, it totally is. And the guy that I was talking to on Sunday he spent like about 20 minutes telling me that 82% of what Jesus said in the Bible wasn't real. They made it up. That somebody made it up and added it in later because the Jesus seminars that he watched. And it's just like, well, number one, I mean, like, I'm listening to this guy possibly speaking blasphemy at me. And then when I'm trying to explain to him spiritual warfare, he's trying to poke holes in it. On top of that, yeah, it's just like, and then as I'm trying, he's got me upset. I'm like, what do you, and then he starts telling me, oh, but it's consuming you. It's like, what do you mean it's consuming me? You've pissed me off to no degree. You've irritated my nervous system. I said, you're consuming me. And this is like halfway through church. Like we actually went downstairs to cool down because it was so hot upstairs. And everybody went upstairs except for me and him and a few other people. And when we were done talking, I went upstairs and I just went home. I was just like, why am I here? I'm around a bunch of people that don't know anything that I'm talking about. I can't talk to anybody about my faith in this church because it becomes up for debate, which is not supposed to be up for debate. And this is not helpful. If anything, I felt like an outsider. You know what I mean? It just wasn't worth it. I just went home. Yeah. So I realized is that I can't just talk to a Christian about my faith. Yeah, because it's like I can't leave out anything when it comes to talking about faith for their own just so that they're okay. You know what I mean? Like I can't, it's like this. It's like being a mathematician and leaving out division or something, or multiplication, just so you could talk to other mathematicians that know nothing about that, so that they don't cause you a brain aneurysm when they start to gaslight you into believing it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? You can't talk about math and leave out part of your knowledge. It's math to you at that point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't just talk about my faith and leave out a huge chunk of it, right? Which means I can't just go ahead and talk to a Christian about my faith. I just can't. So that tells me, why am I even going to this church? If anything, I should be talking to other people who people that are into deliverance, people that warfare pray. You know what I mean? So that way, when I talk to them about this, they know exactly we're on the same page. Otherwise, it goes nowhere. If anything, I just end up, becoming, what's the word, victimized. What a turnoff, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that is a thing, yeah. It really is. Oh, why is my guts killing me right now? Holy shit. I don't know what it is. Just being sick or something. Maybe it's stress, I don't know. It's something, yeah. But yeah, these are things that have happened over this week that I've had to really think about, It's like I don't want it to stop me from, having a church to go to, but I have to literally take into consideration that, okay, well, how do I attend? It's like people, they come and they sit down with me and they want to exchange, phone numbers and go for coffee or have these talks about it and that. It's like, well, yeah, but every time I try to talk to them, it turns into craziness, like complete madness, right? So it's like, well, why am I doing it? They're not benefiting me. It's not benefiting anyone. Yeah, it's like I need to be like with Christians that are on the same page. Yeah. Or I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, I go to church next time, and then when they try to talk to me about things, I could say, if they ask me questions about my faith and that, I can say, oh, no, I don't talk about that. And I go, well, why not? Because my faith isn't up for debate. And that's what it turns into, because of where my knowledge is, what end of the spectrum in my faith is, where my knowledge lies, is in a spectrum that you don't know anything about, and it's going to turn into a debate, and my faith isn't up for debate. This is so I don't talk about it with other Christians. Now, I'll just say it. What if I say that? How good is that going to go? Right? What's that going to do? Try me, they'll say, or something, because they'll be super curious, right? Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. The only thing I can think of is just decline. Say, no, I don't talk about my faith with people. Even you guys. I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense. I can't find a way out of it. You know what I mean? It's not that I know more than them. It's just that what I'm learning is outside of what they are. They know more than I do about the Bible. You know what I mean? But what I'm learning isn't what they're concerned about. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, yeah, yeah, I don't know what to do about it. I think explaining myself to them is just going to, they're going to poke and poke until I start trying to explain it deeper, until it turns into my faith being up for debate again, But you know what? My pastor understands. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, he does. I think I'm just going to ask him, say, look, is there anybody else here in this church that I can talk to that is on the same page? Because I can't talk to anybody else. I can't talk to him about what I'm learning. and what I'm trying to apply. Yeah, maybe he can get me into a, I don't know, into something, a course or something like that on deliverance, something. You know what I mean? Something so I can, grow my knowledge and my skills in this area. That would be good. Yeah. That'd be a really good thing. That's what I'm thinking. What time is it? 1:30? God, I feel like balls. I feel like crap right now. Hey, I'm not live streaming to anyone. This is all VOD right now. That's what this is. Just one big video on demand. Again. No, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. No. Alright, how long have we been doing this for? An hour and a half? Not even? We're just getting started? Yeah. Well, is there anything else that's worth looking at? Probably not. Let me have a look here. Let me have a peek and see what we're dealing with. Oh, this is terrible. How about this? Nothing. God, this sucks. Okay. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. You know what I wouldn't mind doing? I should take a couple more of these Tylenols. I'll probably feel better. Because right now I just feel like a bag of shit. Yeah. Maybe this will help. Yeah. Oh. Let's see here. I feel like we're playing with this right now. That's what I feel like doing. Where is it? Template. Okay. Application. Alright. Let's work on some music. That's what we'll do. If I even... My fucking stomach is killing me. I can still do this. Okay, let's save this first. This is template right now. My template that I made. Which is basically, I picked out a drum kit and bass to start with that I like. I set up the volume levels for it. And then I just use it for everything as a basis to start on. So let's create a new one. Let's create this. Let's call this song. I don't know. Song. The hell? How many is this song? I don't know. There we go. We'll call it that. We'll call it song. I don't know. I don't know. There. Now we got something to start with. Okay, what kind of tempo do we want? I don't even know what I want to write. Let's see here. First I want to pick out some crazy sounds. Something really cool. Let's put that over. Oh, not that. First I want to, let's see here. Let's go get my favorite chomp sounds. No, not there. Or is it here? Must be in here. No? Oh, yeah, it is. I like those things a lot. Those things are cool. Now let's do this. Since I like, we're going to take this and we're going to clone this track. I'm going to call this, let's say, clip. There we go. Now this snare, let's going to throw it on the timeline so I can. Now it's going to turn off that. Let's go get amplifier, tube amp, tone controls, and then we're going to add in, would it be amplifier mono? Because this will bring down, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down, and we're going to crank this. Now what we want to do is this. The reason I'm doing this is I want to match the volume. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So now I got my distorted snare sound. I like that. Okay, kick drum. I was playing around with different kick drums. I could probably like even go and find out what I had, but it would be good just to create something. Let's pull something up fresh here on here. Let's go over to, is it here? Let's see here. Kicker. Hang on, let's save this. Now let's go back to, I'm going to open up Doomed, and then I'm going to, okay, and then I'm going to open up this. Alright, so these are the sounds. These are the 3 kick drums that I wanted. So I got the bass drum acoustic, so we want, what is it? Banshee's kick and Kiko kick 3. Okay. Alright. Oh no, there was another one too. There's another one. What is it called? There's a bunch of sounds I want to grab. Oh, no, that's not it. Where is it though? Banshees, bass room. Fuck. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. This one. This one right here. That one. Okay. Alright, so let's make a list here. This is what I'm going to do. This is going to be the easiest way to do this, I think. Is I'm going to take a picture. We're going to go selection. I'm going to go over here. It's probably frozen for you guys. And then there, take a picture. Shown files. Okay. There. Now I got a picture of it. Alright. Now that I got a picture of it, I can go and reopen it. Open recent. This one here. No, close without saving. Alright, let's load this up. So, what do we got? Low finesse DS. So let's see if it's here. Low. What is it? Oh, low. I mean, I keep looking away and losing it. Low finesse. No. Not there. Here? No, not there. Here. Low. Low finesse. There it is. Yeah. So let's bring this up here. And then we want Banshee's kick. Whatever that is. Banshee's. You hear? Banshee's kick. Yeah. Did it go on there? Yeah. Let's bring it up here. There we go. And then the other one is Kiko. 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 Kick 3. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. What else was there? We went Dirty Reese. Crying pads. There's a bunch in here I want to use from it. Let's start with this, though. Let's start with this. Oops. Okay. Whoa. How did I accidentally do all that to it? Here, minimize that picture. And then I can work on this. Okay. Clit snare. Whoa. Oh, that's why. Using my mouse wheel, when I run it over top of it to like move it up, look. And accidentally leaving things on there. Okay, so I like this low finessing. No. Maybe it's there. No. Would it be here? What? No. Okay, we're getting there. Maybe it's sooner. Right here, maybe. not there. No. What? Maybe. Whoops, it did that again by accident. Okay, hang on. Let me do a quick save on there. Oh! I hate being sick, guys. Absolutely hate being sick. Yeah. But I still feel like creating something. This should be right here. Something like that. I like that. Okay, let's have a look at that picture again, see what other sounds we were using. This is my picture right here. Oh, you can't actually see it. That's okay. You don't have to. Dirty Reese, crying pads, chorus, synth. What's synth acid O2? Synth acid O2. What was I using that for? Synth. Let me make sure I know how to spell it. Synth. Underscore acid. Oh, I was using that to create some. Here, let's. Just because I I'm new to what's the word? Like I don't usually do a lot of arpeggiation stuff. Yeah, and so this is new for me. So let's play around with that. What do we got here? Arpeggiate. Okay, let me just check my guitar. Make sure that I'm picking the right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Octave? Whoa. It just took off on me there. Range? Cycle? Okay. Whoops. Down, up, down, up. Huh, I don't know. I don't know. This is a thing that I don't totally understand. 200. What happens if I do this? Oh yeah. Is it 200? And then the tempo. Okay, hang on a sec. Let's just find out if this is right. Nope. I had to figure this out last time using a calculator. Yeah, so this is the only way to do it. Okay, so if our tempo is, I got a calculator open right now. If our tempo is 141, right? 141 divided by 3 equals 47 times 2 equals 94. I think this is right. I could be totally wrong. What? Okay, hang on. Let's open the piano roll. That ain't it. Okay. The smaller the number is the faster. So if I went, what is it? 141 times. Oh wait, what if it's 47? Hang on. Where is it? Time. Is it 47? What happens? Oh no, okay. So 141 times 3 equals, so let's go 423. Let's see, 423. Nope. 141. Oh, I should know that. 282 282. What does that do? Um, 282 plus 47. 329. Let's try. 329. $329 plus 47. 376. 376. You probably should be going the other direction. Yeah, like, it was 282 again. 282. Minus 47. Let's try that. 282 minus 47. 235. 235. Okay, that's a better. Let's see. Where's our piano roll? Okay, let's close that. Let's open up our piano roll properly. Okay, so what's our main bass line? Should it be? Like, oh, that's not good. No. Oh my God, no. Okay, so that's not right. Yeah, this is what took me so long the first time when I was creating that song. I was trying to figure out the math for arpeggiating. Okay, so where are we at? So 141 again is what? So what happens if we... Wow. Then I think this is terrible. Is it supposed to be the free one? Or the sort one? Is this supposed to be like this? Okay, let me get the metronome so I can figure out where they're supposed to be placed. So, dude, you're back. You forgot. You've been vibe coding like crazy? Good. Oh, what happened? Oh, my audio interface just kicked out. Son of a bitch. Okay, I gotta make a bunch of noise trying to get it to work again. Just likes to do that. Yeah, I think it's okay again. Here's the thing. I don't think it's right. So 141. Let's see here. Wait, hang on. The cycle. What if we did that? Now, let's see here. Let me think. I'm sitting here looking at my trusty calculator that you guys can't see. What would happen if I threw a little bit of clipping on that sound itself and gated it? So what if I did that? Gate it first. Interesting. Okay, let's do the clipping. Let's see what that'll do. So we'll do again amp. We're going to use like a okay, you guys can't see it. Use a tube amp with tone controls, and then we're going to use just an amp to control. No, not that. Yeah, that should work. Screw it, that'll work. Okay. So. Oh no, yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, hang on. Hang on a second. That's what we're going to get rid of. So remove this one. Now let's try this again. Amp. We want just an amplifier mono. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now when we play this back. Now if we go and we it's so weird. I'm not sure I like it. It just sounds really, really dark. Let me just listen to this here on this. It's gonna sound different. Hang on. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh shit, that shit is cranked for you guys. There you go. Never realized how loud that was. Oh, did it just kick out? No, it didn't. Oh, it was just because I... What the hell? Oh, because I muted it. Ooh. It should be there. Partially, that's why. Because of the notes wrong. Now this should sound different. Huh. If we just spread this across. I don't like it. It is better. It is better. Okay. So that means we're going to have to change in. Right. I think it would be like that. Something like this. No, that's not right. No. No, this is annoying actually. It would have to be something like this. I think. Heaven has evolved. It has. Good, dude. God, this is... Why is this so temperamental, this arpeggiated thing? Here, let me put the metronome in again. Turn off the metronome. It's just making a mess. Let me hear this again. What if we just accented? Whoops. Like, better. That is better. Now let's try something else. We're gonna put in some. We're gonna put some foot pedal hats in here. I don't hear it though. Oh, I hear it now. So dark. I'm thinking. Not sure if that's where I want to go with it, but we'll just continue it out. Let me just have a look at this picture again. Let's add in a few things. Let's go over to, what's it called again? Not strings. Chorus. I think that's the one we use. Was it D? Huh. This is like my CPU wants to fuck off on me. What did I just do? Okay, that's the delay. Let's turn that off. We don't need that out in the open. Okay. Let's see here. I don't think that's the right delay. Yeah, let's remove that. Or, it's not even how you spell reverb, Mark. Okay, let's try this. Huh? Why isn't it doing that? Maybe it's this one? What? Hang on a minute. Remove. If I got the right one. No. That's why. Jeez. Okay. Delay. Where is it? This is a dry amount. Oh. Here we go. Now. Spell reverb right, Mark. There. Something like that. Let me say that. That's actually kind of cool. Oh. Yeah, my guts are hurting me. You hear that again? Oh, wait. Clone. And then then now when you put the two together, it should sound pretty cool. Like, here, let me save first. So we got huh. Why can't I hear it? Maybe. What if we took that out? Oh wait, it's not referring back that one. Huh, maybe. I'm thinking, fuck, am I ever tired? That's what I'm thinking right now. It's one of the things I'm thinking. Yeah. I feel tired anyways. A lot of that has to do with just being sick. Okay. I'm not sure I like this. Let me leave this out for a minute. What if we did this? Like, we did it again. And then here. Huh. It's not that there's something wrong with it, it's just like home. Let's clone this track here real quick. Whoa. Let's see, drag this down. Yeah. Now let's take out, clear that. And let's see here. So we've got what if I did this and I copy that and then I went and I pasted. Oh jeez, it's not gonna work, is it? We did it. Oh, I know, I have to do it like this. No, I have to do it here. Now, open a piano roll. That's right. That was right. That means that should be like this. Listen for the kick, Mark. Should be there, I think. Yeah. That's where it needs to be. Now, what if we went... Now let's add this. Wrong word. Whoops. Just curious what would happen if I let this out. Just to hear what it would sound like. I have an idea what it would sound like, but I just want to know. This can be just so too much, but I gotta hear it. Yeah. And what if it was more like I did this. Curious. And then what I would do is I'm thinking save is what I'm going to do next. 100%. Holy shit. I'm thinking. That's not it. Stop. Yeah. They go like this. Right? This will work. Shoot. Something like this. It's just barely poking through. You got you need to do some more. Then go. What does that sound like? But what if we did like yeah, take that out. Don't need those there. These ones need to be way lower in volume. You need to be like just hearing it barely. That's what you want. I'm gonna mix that shit in there. See what that's like. Let's bring that down too. Yeah. Oh, that metronome's on. Jeez. There we go. You can hear it without that. Yeah, it's weird. I like it. It's okay. Yeah. It's different. It's very... I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I don't love it. I don't hate it though. Not really. Huh. Needs to... No, this actually needs something. I feel like I can't think straight right now. I like that. Actually, I like that. Now, what happens if we go and we take that bass line, we're going to copy that. And what if we go over here and this first one, that's going to paste in the bass line. And then put it in the other one too. And paste in the bass line. Okay, what would that sound like? Hang on, file save. Just curious. Huh. Needs to be like that instead. Like that. Actually, that works better than just... That's not true. See, file save. like it. It's different. It's got a slow groove. Fuck, am I ever feeling like shit right now, guys? Yeah, being sick just fucking bites ass. Yeah, I might have to just go to bed, I think. Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I'm too fucking hurting right now. Yeah, I just can't. I just can't. I feel like absolute shit. Yeah. So whoever's left here, I'm sorry, but I gotta go to bed. Yeah, being sick is like the worst thing on the planet. Trying to live stream like that, it sucks. But I've done like basically 3 hours. Basically, 6 minutes shy of 3 hours. So that's okay. 3 hour live stream, being sick, and all the things. It's not a horrible thing. Not really. I've done much longer live streams, but I'm just too fucking uncomfortable. Yeah. What I need to do is I got, my guts are hurting. If I just gotta lay down on my side for a little bit, and then I don't know, maybe eat something and fucking just pass out and get some sleep. I think that's what I need to do. Yeah. And wish me luck. I hope that fucking video actually gains some traction. That would be really, really cool as hell. I would really like that. Yeah, for sure. That doomed cover. I want that to like get some traction big time. Yeah. If it doesn't, I'll be sad. No. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but I really want it to, yeah. That'd be so cool. So, I mean, if you like it and you think other people would like it, share it with somebody, yeah. That'd make me happy. Yeah. Okay. Alright, you guys. I fucking love yous. I'm gonna go to bed, get some rest, and I will see you guys maybe tomorrow or something. Yeah, either way, I'm always here. Whether I'm streaming or I'm putting stuff up. I'm around. Okay? Alright, so I'm Marc, your parasocial friend on the internet. I'm going to bed. Alright. See you guys. Holy shit, I'm tired.